So in today's lesson, you're going to be graphing two lines on the same graph and then looking at where they cross. So finding their intersection point. Okay? So today's really about getting a lot more practice graphing lines in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, I want you guys to become really good at that. So I'll do the first few examples with you, and then you guys are to finish the rest of this handout. Okay, so when it says solve each system, that just means find the intersection point. Okay, so I'm going to graph this one first. So whenever you're graphing, you want to first make sure it's in y equals mx plus b format. Then your first step is plot the y-intercept. So my y-intercept is your b value, so -4. Then step 2 is you put your pencil on the y-intercept and then move to your next point according to the slope. Okay, so if the slope is given to you as just one number, so right here it's just 3. Turn it into a fraction by dividing by 1, because then you have a rise and a run. This slope tells us to go up 3 because the rise is 3, and then to the right 1 because of the denominator, which is +1. So I'm going to go up 3 and over 1. Okay, now you just connect the dots. Okay, so there's the first one, and I'm going to label it because we're going to be graphing more than one line on this graph. Okay, the next one has a y-intercept of 2, so there's my first point. Now I'm going to turn my slope into a fraction, and we have a -3 over 1. So it means we go down 3 and to the right 1. So down 3 and to the right 1. And we'll connect the dots. Therefore, our point of intersection, feel free to use the short form, is at +1 and -1. Alright, let's try number 2. So let's graph this guy first. So his y-intercept is at +3. And then his slope says go up 4 and to the right 3. So we're a little bit off this graph. I should have given you guys a bigger graph. Sorry about that. We can always go and find the point before the y-intercept, right? So we can go down 4 and to the left 3, right? The opposite of the slope. That'll just help us to make sure we get the straight line. Okay? And just to check, let's make sure we went up 4 and to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, our second equation has a y-intercept of -3. And then the slope is -2 over 3. So when this negative sign is right out in front and you can't really tell if it belongs to the 2 or the 3, always put it with the numerator. Okay? Okay, so whenever there's a negative, attach it to the numerator, and then it's easy just to remember that the rise can go up or down based on if it's positive or negative, but the run is always just to the right. Okay? So this slope is telling us, right, it's a -2 over 3. Go down 2 and to the right 3. So again, remember, whenever there's a negative, put it with the rise number. And then you know rise can go up or down, but run is only ever to the right. The run, the bottom number will always be positive. Okay, so our point of intersection is at -3 and -1. Alright, I would like you to complete this handout and check your answers on the answer page.